Ambrose Omodian, Chief Research Officer, Invest Data Consultant, will be giving us the insights. Good afternoon, Ambrose. Good to have you on the program. Ambrose, can you hear me?
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Great. Ambrose, we're seeing just a slight marginal uptick at intraday for the NGX, the local boss, and FTN Cocoa, stocks like FTN Cocoa, ABC Transport, and NEM are on the top gainers list. Are the big guys taking a rest?
Yeah, not really, but I'll say that the NGX is facing a potential inflation and the interest rate peak at peak now, because we're seeing that our inflation has hit all-time high, and also interest at all-time high. But still, our market is still in green. Say that the Nigerian investors are becoming more diversified in terms of thinking and also more solid in terms of knowledge. That is helping the market. Seeing that the trillion companies, I call them, with the personality behind these trillion companies have changed the dynamics and also the structure of our market. That type of market is still in green. Despite that, we have not seen much earnings that have come with surprises in the market, but the market maintain a positive sentiment.
Okay, we're talking about sentiment and talking about the trillion company, Naira companies. We see last year we took an overall of how companies performed. We saw that 13 companies quoted on the NGX, including MTN and Dangote Cement, generated over 9 trillion Naira's revenue for 2023. And this represents a 30.5% increase from 7.2 trillion that was reported in 2022. Now, these companies, they faced inflation, FX crisis, insecurity in the country. Well, what's the outlook for companies in 2024? Do you expect a similar performance, or do you see them outperforming what they did in 2023?
You just mentioned, the sector you just mentioned are very essential. That's why every investor has to kind of push their portfolio to these sectors. Don't forget that in Nigeria, we're having a structural gap. That tells you that the cement industry is going to have a lot of upside potential. But once if they increase their price in the first month of the year, that is also a signal where they are going. For MTN, we saw that FS challenges in Nigeria kind of dented their profit after tax. But I believe that as the government is putting all effort together to really that they address the issue of FS, and we go into the future, I see MTN rebounding positively. As far as we speak now, their gross earning was still in trillion, though their bottom line was affected because of FX. But I believe that the essential thing they are rendering in terms of data and also core, despite our seeing challenges in terms of the internet recently, I believe that before the end of the year, they will have surmount all their problem and maintain a positive direction that will also impact investors' portfolio at the end of the day.
Okay, these companies, as I mentioned, they beat inflation based on the report. Do you see investors in this high inflation environment? Headline inflation is about 31.7% right now. Let's not talk about food inflation, which is at 37.92%. Exactly. Now, we are looking at where investors can key in right now, where they can position themselves to be able to beat inflation. We see people running to the fixed income market space because we see that higher yields in that space now, but it's still below inflation, not, cutting that mark there. But how do you expect investors to position themselves now to be able to beat inflation and still smile to the bank at the end of the year?
Yeah, I would say there are three groups of investors in the market. Those are the big ones. I call them institutional investors. Those are the banks. The banks are naturally, because of the economic situation, like to lend to the public. They'll be looking at the way of the fixed income market, which is the money market where they play. Something like Treasury B for 3 is about 21.21 latest, down from 21.5. For me, that's attractive for them. But for retail investors like you and I that are trading with less than 5 billion or 10 million, putting your money down for a whole year to get 21.7, for me, you are still not in the right place, because at the end of the day, when the money comes back, your money will not buy anything meaningful in Nigeria. That means you must look for a venue or a window where you can hedge against inflation. And for me today, the only place we can do that is what in equity space, by taking what we call strategic investment decision and position in some stocks. So at the end of the day, you earn higher than what inflation. That's the only way to go for those that really want to play in the equity market. Yes, you say you are running for safety. I will tell you that no investment window, there's a total safety, but there's element of this, even in the federal government bond. We saw what happened in Ghana 2 years ago about their bond. That means if you are calculating where to invest money, yes, you can do a portfolio rebalancing for target where you can earn above inflation. That is good to go. And I believe that some of stock in our estate today has that potential, especially if you look at the personalities behind the trillion stocks on the exchange. They've demonstrated that they know what they are doing in the market. for me, I could follow the billionaires, follow them with caution. These billionaires, they know what they are doing in the market. And go and look any other market in the world, in US, any trend that you are seeing these billionaires, these names like Fed, other names there, you can see them when they are investing, market go in that direction because they know that these people, they have done their due diligence. And also, we are seeing this personality in Nigeria now, changing the face of our market. I think investors should trade that, that trend and follow them to know what to make money for. Only that trade with caution when we are going to billionaires for the trade.
Quite interesting, Ambrose. I've heard people say follow the money, but right now we ought to follow the investors or the billionaires rather. Follow the billionaires and not follow the money.
They are part of the money. They are part of the money. Yeah, they are part of the money. Following the money or following the billionaires.
Very interesting there. So speaking of which, now let's look at earnings season is still here, and some stocks. I mean, some companies have been they've published their earnings report, and we've seen some dividend payouts coming in there. What would you tell us about, say, GT Code has published a result? What is their dividend payout like, and how does that benefit investors? What should investors expect from the bank going forward, especially Access Holdings that there's been some rejigging in their leadership just to boost investors' confidence, and also we've seen Africa Prudential also releasing their dividend, paying their dividend of 45 kobo. So just speak to us about the dividend and the earnings season, what you see these companies, how you see these companies performing in this quarter.
Yeah, for me, the results I've seen so far, let's start from there, would have been a mixed number. But for the banks, I think there's great expectation from the bank because in the history of Nigeria market, the banks have been most consistent in terms of dividend payout, and also they grow their dividend on a yearly basis. If that trend is sustained, we expect that despite CPN emphasizing that they do not pay for their FS gain, most of the banks on Nigeria state have done excellently well in their last quarters, but not in their year. Even though they released their audited account for the full year 2023, we have seen impressive number. And also looking at their interest income and other sources of income, most of them will keep paying dividend, considering their price. They also that is what we're seeing today. And don't forget that I said it in one of the class that investors will not really target companies that pay you 10% dividend of their price or 10% yield. Target company that has what we call a dividend policy that they grow their policy, they pay out on a yearly basis. If a company is not growing their earnings, they can't pay, increase their dividend. That means a company that is doing well, they feel that their earning power is increasing and they are growing their payout. That is where investors will pay their attention. And I believe that these banks have done that. And also, don't forget that the banks are going to recapitalization this year. I think that on the strength of their, what we call a shareholders fund, most of the banks, like the first year, are really, in a good shape. But because they needed more money to expand, so what the move GTCO is doing, for me, it's a good one. But that's not that they are shaking. No, they are going to solidify their position so they can do bigger business and also earn them more money. I believe that all these results from the banks come for the full year 2023 give one shot. But I believe that the focus we have seen so far also for the full plan that are forecasted for the second quarter, they are also telling that they're going to do well with the numbers we are seeing until we see the actual figure in second end of the quarter. Now we now also compare. But right now, we are expecting that at the month of April, starting their Q1, and also when the CPN comes with a clear direction of calculation of what's to do well. But I believe that the bank like Fidelity, bank like GTCO, Zenith Bank, UPA, Access Bank, even FCMB, they are all seeing that these banks, the way they are going, their numbers are looking up, and that also sustain their performance.
Thank you so much, Ambrose. Before I let you go, just very quickly, do you see the market closing the red or green? One word.
I see the market closing in red. After market have rallied for straight 10 days, I expect that profit taking will hit the market, especially those high cap stocks will put the market up.
Thank you so much, Ambrose Omodion.